Assalamu alaikum guys, and welcome to another episode of Smile to Jannah. Last year Jordan Peterson went on an unhinged rant on Islam.
And I see this as a threat in Islam, in the more fundamentalist forms of Islam. It's like, well, you should submit to Allah. It's like, hey, fair enough. Allah as interpreted by who? Totalitarian misogynistic mullahs. How about no? I don't buy your Allah. Here's the logical conclusion of that. You're your own church. You're your own God.
And not to mention, he used his influence over the Muslims to forward Zionist propaganda like the Abraham Accords.
You know, terrorism hasn't really been in the headlines, and
yeah, well, the Abraham Accords were a big step forward too, man. They were a big step forward.
For those of you that don't know, the Abraham Accords are the legalization of the murderous behavior of Israel by showing other nations that if you just hold on long enough, if you have enough allies, if you're good at playing the media games, then you can get away with murder. And the fact that this guy has got the nerve to say that it's a success shows truly what side he's really batting on. And as for the grandpa, since when did the criteria for terrorism become what comes on in the headlines? I mean, what really is in that thing that you're smoking, mate? Have you not heard of Palestine, Syria, Kashmir? Oh, but wait, that falls under state terrorism, which is not according to your definition, mate. How dishonest and unacademic and prattish of you, frankly.
Yeah, I'm going to the United Arab Emirates.
UAE.
You bet. It turns out I have a lot of Muslim followers.
Great.
Quite honestly, I don't see why a Muslim would pay for a ticket to watch this guy live. I just don't understand it based on what this guy has done. I can see the contributions that he makes in psychology, and seeing a clip here and there, fair enough. But paying and contributing to this guy, mate.
Do you believe in God? What do you mean do? What do you mean you? What do you mean believe? And what do you mean God?
Why didn't he say the same thing when it came to his sponsored trip to the UAE? What do you mean $50,000? What do you mean you'd fly me first class? What do you mean rich Arabs? Nah, mate, he understood that really well. And that's the thing when it comes to real life. People are very logical, but as soon as you bring God into the equation, people will find any excuse, no matter how illogical, just so they don't have to believe in a God. We might be in a simulation. I might not exist. Maybe there's billions and an infinite amount of universes, mate. Behave yourself, yeah? There's design. There's a designer. Let's move on from this, yeah?
But if I draw a mean cartoon of AOC, I'm not going to get killed.
Yeah.
But if I draw the wrong cartoon in the other religion, I will.
Yes, so that's not a good thing.
So I'm going to make that important to me, like which one could really kill me.
Really? Because if you're an innocent child living in an oil-rich country, rest assured, you'll be killed by someone from the Western nations. Then if you decide to stand up, they'll sanction your country. In other words, starve it until even when that kid grows up and has kids of his own, even they're going to struggle. And if you're a fetus that was unwanted in the belly of a Western woman, you'll be killed, mate. And then that very woman will be hailed as a liberal hero. If you're a man in Palestine, you'll be killed just for existing. And the killers, they'll be celebrated by the likes of Mr. Jordan Peterson.
Yeah, well, the Abraham Accords were a big step forward too.
If you're a kid in an American school, you'll probably be gunned down by a suppressed male individual. And that guy will probably just be called mentally ill and will probably get a better life in prison than he did outside prison.
It's like what they put on a prisoner, you know, when we're kidnapping you. That's not job one, to get that off every woman's head in the world?
Well, that's a bit odd. Wouldn't this sick old man ask the women what they want? In effect, what he's saying is, once we've taken over, I would strip the women just so my people could ogle at them. And where would you stop, mate? The bra? The panties? And after the stripping, do they get a complimentary OnlyFans account? And what if certain Muslims in retaliation say, these poor white women, they don't even have enough clothes to cover themselves, mate. You know what we should do? Have a quick whip around and go around giving them some clothes, mate. they're clearly struggling. I think I've made my point. Here are two old has-beens that are trying to stay relevant by talking about the timeless religion of Islam that will never, I repeat, never go out of fashion. Why? Because it is the way that has been chosen and perfected by the creator of the worlds, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Isn't it time that we embraced it? And for those of us that have embraced it, to implement it so we can lead a good life in this world and in the hereafter. Let's leave it there, guys. Until next time, Assalamu alaikum.